Hi, Machismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. A few more reasons why the narcissists hate you. Add them to the list. One big reason that a lot of us empaths and the chosen ones who have awakened probably don't realize is the why the narcissist hates you to no end is because we know obviously you awakened, but you didn't just awaken. You awakened and got informed, elevated, and you're connected by educating yourself of who these people are. They are so unwell now. They hate you so much now because you don't hate them. They abhor you. They despise you. They're disgusted by you. Because in talking about what they are and who they are and how they move, you don't have a large amount of hostility. You're very determined. You're very matter of fact. You're very concise about what you know. They're mad about that. They are so mad that you know them better than they know themselves. Think about what I just said. An individual that doesn't know themselves, but you know them better than they know themselves, and you can run it back to them. Just try to imagine that. I mean, when your mother tells you things that she knows about you when you were a child, and you can't readily remember that, if she's not a narcissist, because they will. Narcissist mothers will lie and fake and give you a story of your past that you know nothing about when it really in reality never happened. But we're not talking about that. But either way, when this, say, healthy parent tells you something you did when you were a child, you can't wrap your head around it. It's kind of like you don't remember it happened, so it never happened. But that's your mother, so you value and you kind of believe in what she's telling you to a strong degree, because at the end of the day, your mother knows you better than you know yourself. That's what has been said, because she had you out of her womb. So, you know the narcissist better than they know themselves. That's an eerie thing for them to deal with. Eerie. It has to be. Not only do you know them better than they know themselves, past, present, and going into the future, you can tell the masses as well as them who are listening in, the narcissists, what they are going to do on any given day. You can see behind the wall that they have built up and hid who they really are, hid behind who they really are in the past. You can see behind that wall. And you're alerting everyone who will listen. So there's nowhere to hide. Because they have to behave like this, the narcissists they are. They have to behave in certain ways to try to manipulate and convince you. But in doing that, they also have to behave in the narcissistic way that they are, which is irregulated moods, not taking criticism. So this brings about a response. And in that response, it further gives people indications of who they are or who they may be. Think about that. They have to behave in cunning, manipulative ways, but that's just a part of it. They also have to continue to devalue, discard, smear, not take criticism, have an egocentric behavior, always have to be first, always have to be the center of attention. And when people start observing this and they go quiet and observe these people, you would observe the narcissists if they're trying to steal the show, be the center of attention at a party, whatnot. But it's always that person that's sitting back in the corner that's being quiet and just observing them do backflips and cartwheels and act like straight baboons. They become the narcissist becomes entranced by that person because they know that that person somehow or another is not buying the bull. And what happens is that one person becomes a threat to their whole little song and dance, horse and pony show. And what that narcissist will do is take a break. They will move around in that party room, go to another place. They'll go outside and they'll go out there and manipulate a few people. And then they'll come back and revisit that group of people when that threat has gone. And if that threat doesn't leave, they will just stay their distance and they will look from the outside, looking in until that threat diminishes. That is how they look at certain people, especially empaths, chosen ones. That's you sitting in that corner. That's you sitting in that corner not buying that BS. So they hate you for this reason, along with many, many others. But it really boils down to the fact that they hate you because you don't hate. You're not hateful. You're hopeful. You're hopeful and they are hopeless. I say this a lot. You are hopeful, full of hope. And they are full of hate. They hate you because you can sit still and not have to have a whole bunch going on when they can't sit their ass down. You'll find them shaking their leg a lot. I mean, I'll give you an example. They will be like this. The one I dated and ended up marrying. And I've seen this a lot from a lot of people, and this is not always a narcissist that moves their leg and just can't be still. A lot of people know it as ADHD, and this is directly related to traumas, of course. But everybody who does this is not a narcissist. But expressly, if you see a narcissist doing this, this is the reason why, because they cannot sit still in a quiet place. They cannot sit quiet in places of normalcy. And again, ADHD individuals, they are not problematic. They are not argumentative. For the most part, they are not. They don't strive for conflict. A lot of ADHD people are very constructive. They can get their self into a mode of concentrating on something they like or that something that soothes them, and they can do it for hours and they don't even want to be bothered. On the contrary, with a narcissist, they can't be still because they need something going on that involves you paying them attention. They can't go out and do a project unless by chance that project, the whole reason why they're doing that project, not to bring self-gratification, it's to bring the adoration, admiration, and adulation by way of going off to show it to the world, show it to anybody and everybody, and to amp that thing up and oversell that product to you, verbally speaking. In many cases in business, they'll oversell the product. They'll market that product like it's the best thing since sliced bread, and it'll be just a bunch of nothing. But they're persuasive. They're persuasive. So this is the reason why they hate you, among others. So add this to the list. They hate you because in you coming out of that abusive relationship, you awaken in a beautiful way, and you healed. And you are healing. You're healing in a way that you don't have animosity. They are very disgusted by you to begin with. Now they're even more disgusted by you because not only were you that good or that decent of a person, you are a decent person with the knowledge of the fact that they are worthless. I did a video where I said the narcissist is worthless and useless, even to themselves. They need you to be able to feel worthy. They need you in order to feel useful. We know we're useful. We're useful to God's kingdom by way of encouraging one another. Don't be measured by your obstacles. Measure your growth in the obstacles, if you will. That's what I would like to say. Because your obstacles will come. Everybody has obstacles. We allow them to make us, not break us, into beautiful, better people. The narcissist started their maniacal behavior from early on, and they formed this alter ego where they have nothing to go back to. They mastered it. They have a personality disorder. They cannot bring that personality back into order because they don't look outside of themselves when they look at other people as being inspirations for them to change. They are inspired by great things they see in other people and use it for manipulation. And that manipulation centers on what they can gain out of it. They can hate you so bad, they'll go as far to the point of not seeing you exist anymore in this world. And I've told you this before. Depends on how dangerous of a narcissist they are. If they sense that they're losing you, they sense that their secret is going to get out. In many cases, depends on how bad they are. And they all are bad. But some have very, very deep homicidal tendencies. So if you feel like you're in a situation with one that is very, very malignant and disturbed and psychotic, first I want to say may God have mercy on you and give you the wisdom and insight you need to get out of it in a very quiet way. And I also pray that he deals with their asses speedily, like King David prayed for his enemies, because they are our enemies at the end of the day. But we don't hate them. We despise their behavior. We despise the presence of their dark energy. And some would say, well, okay, you can't separate that from them. That's who they are. Well, funny fact, you can hate the soda, the sugar in a soda can. Because you know it doesn't have any health values in any way, shape, or form. But it does not mean you don't like an apple from an apple tree that has sugar in it as well. So there's an organic and there's an unorganic form here we're talking about. People who are healthy that have struggles, ups and downs, we may not admire a lot of things that healthy people do in their life for the sake that we know that thing is not healthy for them. But with a narcissist, not only do we know that their decisions are unhealthy for them, they're unhealthy for anyone that comes into their contact or gets involved with them. So for that reason, we despise the very behavior in them. If that makes any sense to you, you have every right to despise, hate. I said hate. And you know this little matrix of a world we're in, and I talk about this a lot. This is a little adage that people throws into the world. Hate is such a strong word, and it should be. because we mean what we say and we say what we mean. But we don't have to be mean when we say it. So we do, matter of factly, hate and despise the narcissistic behavior. Because God Himself says, you must love good and hate evil. Hate evil. So there you go. Now, guys, there are a ton more reasons why they hate us. But it all boils down to one thing. They hate themselves. You can only give off what you possess. And if you have hate in you, for yourself, if you hate the things about yourself, and not only hate them, you don't want them to be different by your own will and your own decision making. You would like for someone else to make you feel better about your hostility. And when they do, you turn around and hate them for doing it. So at the beginning of the day, you hateful, and at the end of the day, you're hateful. So your whole life, your whole existence is filled with hate. That's the narcissist. Unlike people of God, chosen, empaths, people who God has put an innate nature in you to heal from a lot of the things that were supposed to have hurt you, harmed you, and brought you down. They are the very things that built you up. And they're the things that are building you up. So bear that in mind, guys. This is one of many reasons why they hate you, because you don't hate them. That being said, bless.